Hey, it's Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. Today's New Year's Eve, and I'm kind of starting my day a little bit slow here. It's 10, and that's kind of intentional. You know, some of the kids are away ice fishing up in Canada with their grandparents, and so it's just me and Mom and Frank home, Dorothy. So we're just taking it easy, and we came down with a cold in our house here a few days ago, and it's because of I got two kids in public school now. But first things first, my wife made a broth out of pork bones, and then she put a bunch of garlic in it and had me drink that. I drank it in this cup. It's the perfect pig cup. On the other side it says, "Praise the lard." And the person that sent that to me, well, I thank you. And it made me think of the network that we're building. And it's all centered on people and their need for food and their need for clean food and their want to maybe have a more self-sufficient lifestyle and do a little farming on their own, and they're interested in the things that other folks do that are farm related, greenhouses and things like that, butchering, all that stuff that goes with this. And so that's where this cup came from, is a friend through that whole notion. And they also bought a puppy from us. And so I felt like I wanted to call my friend Kyle Miron on the phone. He's down in Chicago, and he's getting some treatments for a brain tumor. And you know, nobody likes to hear that, but when I talk to him, he's so positive, and he's got so much that he wants to continue to do. And he was just, he's had the time to sit and think, I think. And it was really good. It helped me out a lot. I'm feeling a lot better right now because of that. And when we were talking, something very interesting happened. And I want to share this with you because this is just really rich, and it's just kind of the way things work. You know, they say what goes around comes around. A lot of you know that a lot of us farmers came under attack by the state of Michigan. If you don't know, you can research it and find out what it was. But they were trying to say that any pig with a straight tail or a curly tail was a feral pig, and it's illegal to own. It was a bureaucracy that came up with it. It's the Department of Natural Resources. They don't make laws. They're supposed to just enforce the real laws that are in there. But the state of Michigan is kind of screwed up. The bureaucracies kind of have a way of running things, and our legislators are quite spineless. And those in authority are quite spineless too. And what we see is the citizenry suffers because of their spinelessness. You know, and most of this falls on one man, and it's the Attorney General. His name is Bill Schuette. He's a big Lansing guy. And, you know, he claims to be a big constitutionalist and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, he was willing to allow this agency, the DNR, to trounce our constitutional rights. He didn't want to make any waves. You know, he's working on his career, climbing the corporate ladder, you know, he wants to be the next governor. And when I'm talking with Kyle this morning, and we all know how dirty it is and how ugly the whole thing is, the man that claims to be a constitutional protector is doing things like that. But I posted a few weeks ago, Hogwash the American Pigtail. And if you don't know, Kyle Miron came alongside of me early on in this struggle with the state and started taking pictures and doing videos of what was going on. And then he compiled it and he made Hogwash the American Pigtail. And it was a movie. It was designed to show what had happened and possibly put pressure on the people that were doing it so they'd back off. It worked. It did work. But then what they did with me is they had all the case dismissed through the courts, and we were left with a business that was in shambles and all that stuff. And they went on their happy way. And that's how they do business. The state just kind of runs you out of money, and then they go on with what they do. And that's standard procedure. But the irony of this, what I'm going to tell you, Kyle's very well connected in the state of Indiana, and very well connected to the governor of Indiana, who is Mike Pence. And I found out this morning that Mike Pence, I did meet him one time. He might not know who I am, but he did get a copy of the movie. And I know somebody that was there and watched the movie with him. And he was floored by the whole thing. Of course, it's a neighboring state, and they were quite concerned what Michigan was doing. I mean, what do you hope to gain from this, putting these farmers out of business? And so it's really ironic that now Mike Pence is going to be in the White House, and, you know, these spineless weenies that want to climb the corporate ladder here in the state of Michigan are going to be left thinking, ooh, this could bite. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. But I still am very impressed by the community that we are building as small farmers, that all started with an oppressive agency like the DNR. So it made me think about that, and as you may or may not know, we're going through a little bit of changes here. We're expanding the operation, and want to bring you more videos and more information and more training, and that's going to be coming. And it's sort of like what I talk about in farming, that the process that we're doing propagates itself, and through this process we have more people that become associated with us and want to know what we're doing. We pass information to them. They go out and do it. They pass information back to us. And, you know, there's real fellowship going on, real friendship, and it's way across any of this stupid party line stuff. So that was my thoughts. That hit me this morning, and it kind of perked me up talking to Kyle. He's the one that's going through the medical problem. I'm not, and I feel really helpless, you know, watching him go through it. But his attitude was outstanding and excellent, and I just had to pass that on. And hopefully that's the tone we set for going into the new year. I hope to bring you more videos, how to, and just life on the farm. I've been watching other people's videos, and I find it really interesting to go to other people's farms and see how they do things, because it's fun. I guess if we were all into snowmobiles, it'd be the same thing, sharing stories. Okay, well, that's Mark from Baker's Green Acres. I'm Mark from Baker's Green Acres, and remember, anyone can farm.